that brings us into the three shortstops. I mean, IKF is the first one. He hasn't really been there.
He's not a
Do
shortstop
we?
anymore.
Do you think he's out?
He's done.
Not a
Like
short. Do you think he's out?
the last shortstop game he played was March 9th or 10th. So if they somehow make him shortstop, there's going to be a true revolt within the Yankees fandom. There's no way that they can actually play him at shortstop anymore. He hasn't been getting reps there. They've kind of made it very clear that it's come down to a two-man race, and that's between Oswaldo Peraza and Volpe. And I don't think they were expecting it to be as close as it is right now, but Volpe has fully forced the hand of the Yankees to make some very difficult decisions. And I think that's why, like, they probably didn't want to trade anyone for the longest time. They wanted to kind of stay in pat, but that can't happen anymore because Volpe is not on the 40-man roster.
Yeah, I think they were kind of holding off on a trade, hoping that Volpe, okay, will show, okay, he's ready, but he needs time. And then Volpe has been like what the second or third best Yankee in spring training.
Dude, he's like a top
Um,
five like player in the league right now. Like I have friends that are not Yankees fans that are hitting me up saying like this kid, like I need him on fantasy. I just got him on my fantasy team and I'm so like happy about it. Just because his stock is raising so much, he deserves the national attention that he's getting. The way he carries himself on the field, he looks like he belongs with the team. He runs the infield like a leader. He hits the hell out of the baseball. I His takes are aggressive takes. He's not looking to walk. He's looking to do damage every time he's up there. So we could see potentially if he does come up a slightly lower on base percentage. But that being said, he's also really good at seeing pitches and he's good at taking his walks. I think that if he were to have a lower OBP, it's because he's being very aggressive early in the zone. That aspect of him reminds me a lot of DJ LeMahieu's first season with the Yankees. He was swinging a lot first pitch strike. I think that there's a lot of parallels there, but I think he's just an overall more dynamic player because of the speed that he gives you. He's able to steal 50 bags a year, especially if he is playing a full season with the bigger bags and also the limited throwovers to first base. I think he knows how to capitalize on that better than anyone. Has gap to gap power, knows how to communicate with his infield, like full package. I think he's done everything he needs to do to earn this spot.
yeah, and IKF not playing leads me to believe that Volpe has taken it. I mean, Peraza is really good. Peraza to me hasn't earned it the level that Volpe has. I don't know how much higher they regarded Peraza over Volpe coming into spring, considering that Peraza was barely the starting shortstop last year. Like it took basically catastrophic play from IKF in big moments to actually play Peraza in the playoffs. So I can't imagine that Peraza had that much of an advantage over Volpe, and any advantage that he had, I can't imagine that Volpe hasn't blown that out of the water. I mean,
Yeah.
Fangraphs, we established they haven't watched the Yankees game yet. They have Oswaldo Peraza as the shortstop, and they have Volpe in the minor leagues. They also have Volpe's Fangraphs projection as 92 games played, 400 plate appearances, 230 batting average, 400 slugging, 103 WRC plus, but a 2 WAR. They have Peraza at only 53 games played. I guess they have
Yeah.
IKF at a lot of short. Maybe that's Volpe coming up and taking the job, or maybe that's 50 games of Peraza and 100 games of Volpe. Um, I don't know. Peraza looks decent. Peraza is definitely a good MLB player, but Anthony Volpe, man, like you said, gap to gap power. His approaches. Pablo Lopez. I saw an interview with Lopez today. Pablo Lopez struck out Anthony Volpe, and Lopez went to a reporter and made the point of saying that I got him with my pitches in the first at bat. He came back with a plan against those pitches,
Yeah.
and looked and evaluated how to get the weaknesses out of the pitches. And then he took Pablo Lopez yard. Mind you, Pablo Lopez is a number 2, number 1 level starter in
Yeah.
MLB. So it's no joke. I mean, he's been up here for a long time. He's so dynamic. Uh, I've I've been pessimistic the whole spring. I think Volpe starts on opening day.
Yeah. No, we're in agreement there. I've watched so much spring training at this point, probably more than anyone else. And I will say the games are going so fast now because of the pitch clock and all that. Like it's a lot less grueling in spring training when you're finishing up in 2 hours and 30 minutes. With that said, though, he continues to not only perform every time he's out there, but he's getting pushed out there constantly. And you can't say that they're not giving him his opportunities to do the damage he needs to find a way on the roster, because he's doing exactly that. I know that Peraza was initially kind of seen as the better fielder, and there were concerns about Volpe's arm. Volpe I think he went to Driveline or one of the arm academies and trained with pitchers, and he went on a pitching plan, essentially, like the same type of arm care plan that a pitcher would go on in the offseason. He did that as a position player, and it shows on the field. He's throwing really solid bullets across the field. Like he's not, I think Peraza has an elite arm, so he might not ever get to that point, but he is beyond serviceable at this point. And with his range, he's going to make some very difficult plays look easy. And he makes the easy plays look easy as well. And I think that's the important part. I haven't seen him boot one yet. And it's inevitable that he will boot one at some point if he is called up, when he is called up, if he does start. So we have to be a little patient with that. But like this kid has done everything and more to really plaster himself as that front runner. And the thing with Peraza is like he had a really good start debut with the Yankees last season. And then this spring, it's like, okay, like now carry that momentum over, and like the shortstop position is yours, essentially, is how it felt. It's going to be between you and IKF, and like everyone wants you to get it. And he has struggled mightily to hit the ball. And typically, like I said, I wouldn't put way too much stock in some of the numbers that you see come out of spring training camp. But when you're a prospect and you have got another prospect that's arguably like better than you, or just as good, if not better than you,
And
fighting for
head
the
to
same,
head
excelling with flying colors, and all you hear every time you turn on a Yankees spring training game is how Volpe is just passing with flying colors from every single person they talk to, whether it be Curry or Meredith or whoever it may be. Everyone gives him these glowing reviews, and I like Peraza a lot, but you don't hear that for him. And I think that just says a lot about the media play that the Yankees are spinning on it. And I think that does mean something. And a lot of people are going to have a very jaded view where they're going to say the Yankees aren't going to call him up to start the season. They're going to do the same old classic thing where they, care about service time more than anything. It's like this dude is making it impossible to have that mindset right now. I think that every person in the Yankees front office has to acknowledge that. And I think they're very well aware, and they're playing into the hype that the fans are giving them. So I really hope to see them up, and I would like to see both of them up. But if it comes down to having to trade Peraza, and that means you in turn clear space for Volpe, and then also get a really good starting pitcher, like a top end reliever, I'm taking that deal 100% of the time. That could be a way to get Brian Reynolds and like a Bednar or something, or like a Brian Reynolds and a Mitch Keller. But that's just me rambling at this point.
Yeah, I mean, head to head, Volpe and Baseball Reference has this opponent quality stat. Volpe is the highest of anyone not on the 40 man at 6.8 opponent quality, higher being better, 10 being major league. Oswaldo Peraza, an average of 7.0. Volpe has 52 plate appearances, 279 batting average, 939 OPS. Peraza has a 171 batting average, 607 OPS. And that's a drastic difference. Peraza is pro ready, but I think Volpe has it. And Peraza has really good arm, like you said. Maybe they both play. Maybe Peraza is the shortstop. IKF, I think, is done from